Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? I hope y'all woke up bright and early because, baby, do you know who's celebrating today? Do you know who's celebrating today? Now, listen, not the winner of the U.S. presidential election, but it looks like Sean Diddy's Combs is celebrating. Baby, we have got exclusive inside info that Diddy is 100% hoping to angle to be home by March. What are we talking about? Diddy's presidential pardon, a deal that is said to be in the works, a $50 million path or more to freedom. He hopes to be home by March. Now, listen, y'all, I know what some of y'all saying, right? And I woke up and I slept good, but today I decided to wake up and choose violence. Why? Because why was I a little late? Well, we can blame. Why was I a little late? We can blame JJ's dumbass. Okay. Good morning, everybody. We can play JJ's dumbass because I said, baby, super people might take over the world, but they ain't gonna run an issue on this channel. JJ, who I will block after I read this message, and I had to reevaluate my PowerPoint to put this in there, said, hold up, Trump don't take office till January unless Harris gonna pardon him. But he's not sentenced, so can't get a pardon till after trial. Stop gassing people up for likes and views. Learn law. To which I say, baby, JJ, now that's a lot of stupid to get into, but you do provide a launching pad for us actually to discuss the law. Because, baby, if you want me to learn law, we're about to educate you and let you know that this is a very real and viable thing, how it can happen legally, what his people are doing, how Christian already the day that Kamala lost is already kicking into the image PR and how he plans to use his friendship and business partnerships with Elon Musk, with Ron Burkle, with the Clive Davis, with the billionaire crews that are all with Jeff Bezos, who is super, super tight with the Kardashians, who are super, super tight with Diddy, plans to lever all his contacts and his fortune. Instead of paying off victims, right? He is going to use his last penny to get himself a presidential pardon. And thanks to JJ's dumbass. Good morning, JJ. How you doing? Let me find you so I can block you, and then we can address. Oh, there we go. Let me find you. I just blocked JJ, everybody, right? Because this type of stupidness we can't keep on the platform. But for those of you guys that had these same inclinations, because it is a valid question, and had it been asked respectfully, it could have been answered respectfully. But let me just, for those of you guys that wonder, okay, well, maybe there is something to it, we are going to walk you through the legal framework, how it will work, and we're also going to walk you through what the streets are saying. And even Donald Trump Jr. has pretty much low-key confirmed. Okay, so first of all, JJ, let's get into his first sentence. JJ, hold up. Trump don't take office till January. To which I will say, yes, JJ, that's why in the title it says he hopes to be home by March. Okay, so there we go. Unless Harris is going to pardon him, Kamala Harris cannot pardon anybody because she is currently the VP. The VP, I do not believe, has pardon capabilities, or at the very least, she would not do it to pardon Diddy. I'm just guessing, right? But he's not sentenced, so he can't get a pardon until after the trial. Stop gassing people up for likes and views. JJ, clearly you have not checked my resume. I don't got to gas anybody up for a like or view, but I do appreciate the like and views. Let's get into the legal framework, and then we're going to go into the insidious plan. Okay, I do have a PowerPoint presentation. You know, mama loves a PowerPoint presentation to make my case. I do have to let you guys know that even though Diddy might be angling for a presidential pardon, he maintains he is innocent. On top of that, this is my opinion. All things on my channel are my opinion, but it is evidence that I've compiled for you to better inform yourself. But please go and do your own research to make up your own mind. But I am going to share what I find and what I think. Okay, and JJ's dumb, rather rude, misinformed point, which was a self-own about I need to learn law. Maybe I do, JJ, but I actually took the time to actually screenshot the law. The President of the United States holds a constitutional authority to grant pardons for federal offenses, as outlined in Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1 of the U.S. Constitution. Yes, I paid attention in US history and government. Clearly, JJ didn't. This power allows the president to issue pardons at any point after a federal offense has been committed. Okay? Whether before legal proceedings commence, during the progression of the legal proceedings, or after conviction and sentencing. The Supreme Court has affirmed this broad discretion, noting that the president's pardon power is unlimited except in cases of impeachment. What does that mean? The president cannot pardon himself, even though the way things are going with the Supreme Court, he might be able to, okay? So, what does this tell us? Well, it tells us that, I'm sorry, it tells us that JJ is dumb, right? It tells us that JJ says to learn the law, but you learn the law off of I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill and never paid attention in US government and history class. It tells us that TISA 100% did, but it also tells us, all jokes aside, let's get serious, right? I'm done dragging JJ. I made my point, right? It also tells us that Diddy hopes to be home by March. I think somebody put that in the title. Diddy hopes to be home by March, right? All jokes aside. However, the president's pardon power is very, very broad. Now, we all know the president as pardoning people when their term is over. Why? Because they don't need to be reelected and they on their way out. So they're issuing pardons left, right, and third. That is when a lot of criminal justice lawyers get involved, saying these people are wrongly convicted. Can you please pardon them? Can you do this? That's when businessmen get pardoned. And when Trump was in office, and a lot of what do you call it? A lot of presidents have faced charges that people are able to pay for pardons. With Trump, it reached a crescendo, but I do have to say it wasn't anything new with Trump. A lot of presidents have been accused of doing that. Bill Clinton, Trump, a lot of presidents have been accused of doing this. Okay. So this isn't political. This is just what presidents do. Now, interesting enough, with the presidential pardon, just to repeat myself, where is why Diddy is going out of his way to actually get one. That Instagram video that Christian Combs posted today saying, I'm handling my dad's account and we're going to take you through. It wasn't Christian being dizzy and deranged. This is part of to put on the dockets of getting a credible plea. If they can make the streets go quiet enough for Diddy that people start saying, well, I don't know, and it's not going to cause too much of a scandal, Diddy is going to buy his way out. So will Harvey Weinstein. So will Bill Cosby. So will anybody else that got the money that Trump feels type of way. Donald Trump Jr. himself has come out and hinted that this is a very real possibility. If you guys think that Diddy and his remaining estimated $400 million fortune, he will not throw that all behind lining somebody's pockets, you are insane. On top of that, I know what some people are thinking. Well, can money really buy that? Well, Diddy just does not have money. He has influence. Ron Burkle is the godfather of half his children. He is a billionaire. Okay. He's also cool with Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk, Kim Kardashian, Jeff Bezos. Diddy is connected. Y'all talk about the powers that be. And guess what? Diddy doesn't have to wait until he is convicted to get a pardon. Like JJ said, learn the law. So, baby, I'm going to school your ass today about the law, because as much as people want to play in our faith as tattletales like we Bobo the Fool and just saw out a coconut tree, baby, we know the law very well. Again, once Trump is in power, and I believe, the inauguration happens, how could I forget? January 6th, okay? The president can issue pardons at any point after the federal offense has been committed. Now, here's the thing. He can issue pardons for where it is right now. Diddy's superseding indictment is going to be issued sometime in January. All Diddy has to do is wait for the feds to issue their last indictment, and then he can pardon them right then. As you see, right? The pardon at any point after A federal offense has been committed. So without him even being charged on the superseding indictment, anything the feds are going after him for, racketeering, RICO, SMEX trafficking, any of the potential things that the feds have said they're going after him for, he can be pardoned just because it was committed. Not he doesn't even need to be charged. It just needs to be committed. Okay? Whether before legal proceedings commence, during the progression, which is during the legal proceedings, or after conviction and sentencing. All right? The Supreme Court has actually done this, but there's more, okay? Because I wanted to learn the law. This is directly from Cornell Law School, just in case anybody wants to go directly to, since we got to learn the law. All right. This is also why, if you guys don't remember, I did a video the other day about the way Janice and Christian are arguing over who is top dog for Diddy's $400 million empire that's estimated to be lost. Forbes said he's already lost 600 million, but he's estimated between his property and all his stock options, to be worth 400 million. They said that Christian and Janice are in a power struggle because, right? They're in a power struggle because they want, okay, they want control over the empire. Now, listen, yesterday I was making jokes saying, good luck running that 400 million. Good luck. I hope like that money ain't gonna be around for long, but now it looks like, I don't know, Diddy sitting in that jail, literally making those rats and roaches recite Making of the Band seasons 1 through 9. And the joke is actually, well, it might actually be on the American people. Christian wants more power, more control, because he said you always looked at Justin to be the one, the prodigal son, the golden child, right? But at the end of the day, Justin's been sitting in the back, minding his business, not really wanting to be associated with Diddy too much, a little easy, not too heavy on like the daddy and me. Christian made a diss to the feds. Christian's been out in the face. Christian's been doing more than anybody in that family to rehab. And that's why he, as opposed to all the Combs children, came out and said, yo, well, actually, let me tell y'all what he came out and said. Before we get into the rest of our Learn the Law class. All right, let's go. Hold on. Volume.
Yours, King Combs. And right now I'm taking over my pop's Instagram. We're gonna be posting videos by spreading, good energy and taking y'all down memory lane and all the positive things he did. So stay tuned and watch this. Let's go. We love you, Pops. Happy birthday.
Okay, right? So one of the reasons that Christian came out and all the Combs didn't say we are running our father's Instagram account is because Christian is proving, people are saying, okay, and this is also my opinion, he's trying to go out and prove his fealty to his dad. He's trying to show that his dad, he is the most loyal, the most faithful, the most bout it person to run his daddy's empire. Okay. People are saying that Diddy really feels some type of way that more of his celebrity friends are not coming out and endorsing. Now, funny thing is, now that we look like we are having a power change, and now that it looks like hey, come here. So now, sorry, now that it looks like, now that it looks like there is a power change, and it looks like this Diddy pardon thing that might actually happen. And just to let you guys know, we have it right off of Cornell. It is a fallacy that they have to wait until you are convicted to get a pardon. They can pardon you as soon as the federal offense is committed. As soon as it's committed. If I go in there felony and I go into a Dunkin' Donuts and murk everybody in there, including the officers that are responding, right? As soon as it's committed and I'm wiping the blood off of my hands, I can get a presidential pardon. Now, would a president be crazy enough to pardon a serial killer? Well, that's something for the altered reality we seem to be living in. The fact of the matter is the president does have the power to pardon me. Y'all can look it up. Go to Cornell Law, go to any law. It is the law. Again, what we colloquially think of the law is not actually what the law is. Just because the president has never used that power does not mean the president does not have that power. So, what would be the secret ingredient? What would a president, any president, need in order to do something so bold? Let's just say Tisa went in and murked everybody in a Dunkin' Donuts, right? Wiping the blood off of me. Haven't been charged, been taken into custody, right? What would Tisa need in order for any sitting president to feel more comfortable with exercising the unmitigated, unchallenged constitutional power that has also been backed up by the Supreme Court? Well, it's quite simple. I would need public opinion on my side. I would need the public to say, free Tisa. She was mad. They said they was giving away free donuts with a cup of coffee every Wednesday. She walked in there and bought 2 cups of coffee and no donut. She asked for a donut. They told her no. What is a YouTuber to do but go crazy and murk everybody in there because she didn't get her donut, right? I would need a public sentiment that y'all picking on Tisa. Y'all trying to mess with a black woman. Don't y'all know y'all trying to keep a black woman down? What is going on? That's what you would need, right? In order, so when I issue a pardon, everybody in the rafters isn't saying, no, this is a group. No, we're going to march. How dare you? You need for enough people to be like, man, Diddy wasn't so bad. I remember that's how I met my baby's mom. We were playing, I run this city, send the cops and GA to feds to come get me. If your cat think I'm going to down, you going with me, right? That's what you would need. And that's what Janice Combs, Quincy, all the Combs children, I'll leave Baby Love out of this because she don't even know anything except for she wanted a bite of that cake and she wanted a bite of the cake now, right? Quincy, Justin, Christian, and all the kids Combs children know, except for Baby Love, right? That is why they are going into a full massive front to rehab their dad's public image, to let us see their dad outside of the monster we think they are, to make sure that their father can, once he is pardoned or tries to buy his way to his pardon, can actually re-enter society and start to build up, or at the very least calm the noise enough that people are like, well, like it cracks me up how many people on Instagram I hear saying those kids love him. I know they do. Go to court. Go to court for the last serial killer, a rapist, somebody that murked a child. You got people in on their side crying. He's a good boy. Everybody got somebody that loved them. Even the devil got people that love them. So miss me with that. Well, them kids love their father. Okay. And what that mean? The devil got people that love him. He got people that worship him and follow. Like, what does that mean? Again, remember when I said this was a skilled, carefully crafted PR ploy? I was not thinking of, I was not thinking about this. Okay. Now, some people said, why is the thought of the next president pardoning him such a shock? It's not a shock. Presidents do this all the time. Trump will not be the first or last. It is a scary danger that that type of evil will be unleashed and released back into the community. So the fact that power decides to do effed up things, okay, but it's still a shock. It's a shock and appalling that they would do. But let's get back into the law, shall we? All right. So we just established, if you are joining us, we just established that the feds have the power. Well, not even the feds. Diddy has the power to be pardoned for any federal offense when the offense is committed, before he is charged, before he goes to court, while he is in court, when he is found guilty, and even after when he is in jail. A president can pardon you at any one of those times. Now, here's the actual effed up thing, right? A lot of people were really excited that the Homeland Security investigations actually got involved in this, because it seems like Diddy did a lot of dirt on the state and local level, New York City, New York State, Los Angeles, California State, and he got away with it for a while, okay, according to the victims. A lot of people are excited that the feds took over, not the FBI, the Homeland Security investigations, because at the end of the day, they took down El Chapo, they took out Jeffrey Epstein, they took down Ghislaine Maxwell. Keep an eye on the fact to see if Ghislaine Maxwell, who is super, super tight with the president that's coming into office, whether she's going to get a pardon too. I don't make the rules of the universe. I don't make reality. I just report it, right? Um, because Homeland Security took over, I do believe that is one of the reasons why Diddy was actually indicted and all this stuff. However, Homeland Security is federal. The case against Diddy is federal. Presidential pardons cannot extend to state criminal matters. So you can get pardoned for federal crimes, but the president cannot pardon for states. If you guys don't know the way our country was formed, states operate, even though they are states in a country, they operate kind of like separate, like the Roman Empire, separate but interrelated nations. Okay. Each state has their own rules, has their own laws, and it's always a constant balancing act between state power and federal power. Yes, all the states agreed to be in order to be a part of the United States, they will operate under federal law, but there still is that divide. Again, if you look at American states, I know they are states, but they do operate like the Roman Empire, separate but interrelation nation states. I'm sorry, interrelated nation states. That's the way America operates. Okay, just letting you guys know if you're foreign. Anyway, the key points to take away from this is the timing. A pardon can be granted at any stage following the commission of a federal offense. That means when I'm walking out of Dunkin' Donuts, wiping blood off of me, and as the feds are going over with the chopper and I'm holding my hands up, like, yes, like I'm Ice Cube and today was a good day video, I can be pardoned. The president can hold a news conference at that moment and say, "We pardon Tisa. She cool." And I can literally go about my business. The scope. The pardon power applies exclusively to federal crimes. It does not extend to state offenses. That's what we just exchanged. States, America, separate but interrelated nation states, almost like the way the Roman Empire was built, is how you can best kind of look at the way the American legal system goes in relation to federal power and state power. Limitations. The president cannot use the pardon power to interfere with impeachment proceedings. Now, I'm not going to explain to everybody what impeachment is. Y'all should already know that. I know y'all know that. I'm talking to the people in the back. I know my day one tattletales know that. Please, y'all smarter than me. I'm saying that for the impeachment proceedings, we all know that Diddy is not being impeached for anything. All right. But what's more? There is more, because we are going to learn the law today, baby. Blame JJ for why I was late, because I had to add this to my PowerPoint presentation. Okay. It's important to note that while the president can issue pardons without, because I know what some people are saying, the Congress won't let this happen. The Senate, what about the things? I already got that, and this is directly from the U.S. Department of Justice. It's important to note that while the president can issue pardons without prior approval, the Department of Justice Office of the Pardon Attorney typically reviews clemency applications and provides recommendations. However, the process is advisory, and the president is not obligated to follow these recommendations. So, the president has the power. The president has the inclination. This is one of the broad authorities of the president that nobody can check him on. It is completely at his discretion. The U.S. Department of Justice themselves has said that, yes, the Department of Justice typically oversees, and the president typically works with the Department of Justice. However, anything the Department of Justice says is an advisory role. It cannot, like, the president can ignore them all they want. The president don't even got to meet with them. It is purely at his discretion. So now that we have learned the law, let's get into the other part of this. All right. So one, we want to give JJ the dum dum of the day. Stop gassing people up, right? Stop gassing people up for likes and views. Clearly, this is one of my ops that's probably going to take this video and run with it and act like they thought about it themselves. Learn the law, baby. We learned the law and we just wanted to teach you too. Okay, fine. So let's get back into this. So Diddy hopes to be home by March. Everybody expects the superseding indictments for the Diddy case to come in sometime around January. We all know January 6th, the new president will take position. We also know that with the pardon and everything, that's why he hopes in February to get in front of there, get an act of clemency or pardon as he was, pardon as it is, and actually be home by March. And you guys, there is a very, very real possibility. Quincy has decided to show Diddy that he is his most loyal soldier and most loyal son, and that he will throw away everything in order to bring his daddy home. Let me just say this, right? The children shall not be burdened with the father's sins, but it's weird to me the children are choosing to, especially Christian. Again, the video we did about Janice Combs and Christian arguing who should be in charge, Christian is showing that he will be his most loyal soldier. Justin was always the chosen son, at least that's what it looked like from the outside looking in, but Justin has faded back because he wants nothing to do with Diddy. Now, the thing is, Christian should be worried about is Christian already got a case for grape on a yacht. Is your daddy gonna have enough money to buy you a pardon? I don't know. Jamie actually said, had some interesting thoughts on this. Let me just, before we get into the next thing, because I have some more information, I just want to read what Jamie had to say, which I found to be super, super interesting, right? They said Christian Combs says he'll be taking over his father's Instagram account to share positive memories of all the things he did. Again, Justin didn't want to do it. Quincy has his YouTube. Christian said, Daddy, I'll step up. I did everything I could, and I'm going to keep stumping for you. All right. Jamie said, he needs to sit down. He's the main one with yacht allegations. All right. She also did, these kids, this family, they aren't okay. And it's showing that he never led them anyway. Why would Diddy think it's okay for him to be able to log in and post anything on his behalf? Listen, Christian has made very questionable choices. He has made a Nepo Baby struggle rap song taunting the feds. He has done a lot of stuff, but it looks like he might actually have the last laugh. Okay. You guys, we have to talk about this. We have to talk about this. On top of that, there was another report that actually came out that actually, to my opinion, added merit to these things. Donald Trump Jr. reveals bizarre new conspiracy theory about why Sean Diddy Combs was arrested. They said Sean Diddy Combs was arrested earlier this year on sex trafficking and RICO charges. See, here's the thing, right? I know what you guys are saying, and let me tell you what was said. And it was a news interview, but I'm going to just stream through and tell you what he actually said. That was the takeaway. Hold on. Goddess, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. Also, Dawn Bazal said, Tisa, forget JJ. You got your master's degree of research. Do you think the RDs are thinking about this as a possibility and re-strategizing? Dawn Bazil, listen, JJ don't bother me. He actually gave me a good laugh. I was like, how am I going to bring this conversation to you guys? And when I saw this, I said, yeah, this is a good launching point. This is a good launching point. Listen, my temperament's bipolar. I choose violence. And no, you guys, I'm not bipolar, just in case anybody wants to run with that, right? But all jokes aside, right? All jokes aside, right? At the end of the day, I don't just think they're re-strategizing. I think they are pulling together every penny that Diddy can get. Diddy already has 50 million cash, right? He took out loans from one of his homes that he owns, that LA home. People told me that Diddy does not own. And I don't mean he has it in his kids' names. I mean, he never owned it. It was a glorified rental property. He never owned it. There is a different man that's how Diddy is able to put that LA home on the market, because it's not in his name. Because don't forget, there is a court order prohibiting him from putting anything on the market. And let's not forget, his Star Island mansions were also rated. He has not put those on the market. Diddy never owned that LA home. Just like we are finding out, Diddy never owned his yacht. He had a long-term contract where every summer he would rent out from the same yacht company the same yacht. And that's how people started to think that was his yacht. Diddy doesn't own a yacht. He rents the same yacht every year. That LA mansion, it's not in Diddy's name, but not even that, it's not in Diddy's control. Diddy, that house is owned by someone else who actually owns it. And Diddy was nothing but a glorified renter. This is what my sources are telling me. However, the houses he actually does own, which are the Star Island homes, he has not put up for sale and he needs the money. Let's see. And I would say, let's see if that changes. But let's also not forget, Diddy is under a court order that he cannot sell any of his properties until the one of the cases has concluded. He is not available to sell any properties. Ask yourself why the LA home, for those of you guys that think he actually really owns that. And again, it's not even in his kids' names. He has no control over it. Why that was put up for sale and not why that was put up for sale and not any of his other properties. Because to tell you the truth, the Star Island is prime location. He could put one of those houses up and maybe he would have gotten triple what that LA house is owned. The fact that he has not put it up just lets you know what's going on. Okay, so right, getting into that, right, with Diddy and his finances, Diddy does have stock options. He has assets, but more importantly, and I made a list, Diddy has a list of high profile people that would be happy to either loan him money, but even more, put a bug in put a bug in the next president's ear. Elon Musk, we saw how hard Elon Musk rolled out for Trump. Diddy actually loaned Elon Musk, I think, millions. I think the figure was 88 million in order for him to help buy Twitter. Everybody laughed at Elon Musk for buying Twitter. Oh my God, Elon Musk is so stupid. He broke Twitter. Is he dumb? He's the worst CEO. And I told everybody back then. I know that y'all didn't watch the video. So listen, we talking like we friends, all right? I remember ringing the bell and actually saying, you guys, do you have any idea what's going on? Elon Musk did not buy Twitter because he thought Twitter was a profitable business. Elon Musk saw what Facebook did for the last election. He saw what Zuckerberg did for the last election. And Elon Musk looked at Twitter, one of the largest data mining, most valuable data mining places, and said, I will pay anything for that information. Because Twitter's value to me is not whether we arguing over whether $150 is too much to pay for a first date or whether who getting the plate first. That's not the value of Twitter. I know for us it might be, but that's not the value of Twitter. The value of Twitter was the data. Not only do you have demographics, do you have this, you have years of people's history, what they respond to, what they don't respond to, what they secretly like, what they secretly read, who they secretly, even though they don't follow, because publicly that might not be a good look, whose account they're secretly on. It is data. And if Facebook has, and Cambridge Analytics is not taught, data is power. Elon understood the assignment, and that's why he bought Twitter. It's not enough that he could put a few pro whoever tweets. That's not enough. It's the fact that they saw, oh, this ad is performing really well. They cut this one short. This one gets more engagement. This is what it's basically like someone being in your mind. And the way people were out there being like, I'm voting for Kamala. I'm voting for Kamala. But then the polls came out and it showed that most of the people were actually lying as to who they were voting for, right? It's going into Twitter. It's literally like going into someone's mind. That's why I understand why a lot of controversial people are on Twitter, because it gives you a glimpse truly into somebody's mind, what they truly feel, truly believe, and more importantly, how they can be truly manipulated and what they'll truly react to. Again, it might sound elementary, but this is big money. And even though he paid billions for it, he's going to get trillions on the back end. It wasn't just the fact that he could post ads. He knew what people were thinking. He knew what people's concerns were. They knew when new waves were hitting. They know they flipped Michigan and Pennsylvania for Christ's sakes because they had their pulse on what people actually were thinking when they stopped being polite and started to get real. Shout out to the Real World season 1. Do you see what I'm saying? Elon Musk helped the current president win. Okay, fine. And it's a gamble because it was a gamble that paid off. They also had insight into the real analytics when Jeff Bezos decided 2 weeks before election to pull his endorsement for Kamala and meet with Trump. It wasn't Bezos being an idiot. They had analytics and assets to analytics that showed them that what people were saying on the media and people were thinking and doing and what the polls were saying were wrong because they had one of the biggest, best poll engines in America, which is Twitter. Even more powerful than Facebook because Twitter, you can really get inside somebody's mind on Twitter. You really can. Again, imagine if somebody was watching your Google feed, the shops you go to, what you read, what you scroll past, what you react with, what you don't react with, who you admire, who you follow. That knowledge is power. That knowledge and power you can like manipulate or educate and find out a way to speak to them in a way that they'll actually want to listen. Do y'all see what's going on? Anyway, right? Clive Davis, Ron Burkle, Elon Musk. Okay. Let's also not forget the Kardashian connection. Kim went and, well, Saint, we all know Kanye, but Saint actually posted an anti Kamala Harris ad, which, listen, we're not getting into politics. The election's over, right? The election's over, baby. My mommy raised me to save myself and find a man that's going to save me too. Right? But anyway, the election's over. But the fact that people actually were like, ha ha ha, 9-year-old, like when you was 9 or how old Satan is, was you watching politics? No, that was all a glimpse into what his daddy felt. And also, I'm guessing what his mommy felt because his mommy actually endorsed Ivanka Trump. Listen, it's her right. She can do what she wants. But what is the issue? She has a direct line to the next president. Kanye has a direct line to the next president. Diddy is cool with Kim. Kanye and Trump are kind of on the outs a little bit. You know, they Geminis. They might be cool next week, but they're kind of on the outs. Kanye is going toward China. I'm not going to get into a whole geopolitical thing, right? But I will just say that if it's not a money issue, in addition to a huge bag of cash, he also has people that are tight with the next administration that could and they're hoping will persuade them to literally dismiss all charges. I do honestly believe that the missing thing about that is, again, I know I keep beating a dead horse, but we're going to keep beating it, right? The fact that the public doesn't need to be on board, but it needs to be enough that it won't spark public outrage. Because at the end of the day, the next president is not going to risk it all for Diddy. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's not worth it. There's going to be a million people with money and influence and power that want to be pardoned. I'll do it if it's convenient, but I ain't risking everything for you. For what? For what? For what? Right? And for somebody saying, oh, well, he might be on the Diddy tapes. He might be, but baby, he was on the epilator mess and nobody cared about that. So I don't think the Diddy thing is really going to hit. Plus, he is the president. He can literally go and make that stuff go away. Also, Donald Trump Jr. reveals bizarre new conspiracy theory about why Sean Diddy Combs was arrested. This is at that time, I thought it was a very dumb theory. I thought it was very dumb of Donald Trump Jr. to actually say this because it seems so outlandish, but it does actually make me believe all the talk that Diddy is really moving for a presidential pardon. If you guys are just joining, a presidential pardon can happen at any time, even before all the charges are in. All you have to do is commit a federal crime. You don't have to. If you want more legal jargon, go ahead and rewind. I break it down. So in that video, actually, let me actually read this so y'all can actually see what's going on. Hold on. Sorry. I'm going to pull up this article right now because I want to actually read verbatim what the Trumpster actually said. Okay. So Donald Trump Jr. reveals bizarre new conspiracy theory about why Sean Diddy Combs was arrested. Okay. Um, this is his oldest son. He said, "We're seeing unprecedented amounts of pay for play again. Again, none of this is organic. It's a paid influencer operation." He was talking about the Kamala, what do you call it? Campaign platform. Know that. He said it's a paid influencer operation. Know that. These celebrities who aren't getting paid are getting probably paid in other ways because they're either on the Epstein list or the Diddy party list or both. We all saw that. How magically Diddy gets busted and all of a sudden everyone's endorsing the Democrat just out of nowhere. Um Listen, now again, I'm not even gonna lie. When I heard that, I just rolled my eyes and was like, boys, stop. However, this also lays the groundwork for at least for the conspiracy, alt, whatever. They can say that Diddy actually either didn't do anything wrong or he didn't do more than the average celebrity did. And the whole reason that Diddy was arrested wasn't because he was guilty, wasn't because he did this. It's because of the consensual tapes that no celebrity wanted to be associated with. I don't think the tapes are consensual, but they're saying they arrested Diddy as a way for the other side to hold all the celebrities in Hollywood hostage. And by making it, oh, are you on the Diddy tape? Are you on the Diddy tape? By making it so hot on the block, all the other celebrities chose to endorse the other side, not because they truly believe all the side, but because it was basically a government blackmail shakedown thing. Again, does it make any sense? No, it doesn't, right? However, this is also another basis for that presidential pardon to actually go through and be pushed through. Again, this is the president's son is actually saying, and he said it a few days before election, that Diddy was taken down, not because he was guilty, but because they wanted to make him the bad guy so that they could use their leverage for other celebrities in order to what do you call it? In order to be forced to endorse the other side. Okay. So again, this is just a point of evidence. Believe it, don't believe it. But when you look at everything in totality, including the awesome pardon powers that the president does possess, I mean, okay, right? Now, so what's step two? You got powerful friends. Step one is getting the powerful friends. Looks like you have the president's sons on your team. Look like you got Elon Musk on your team. Look like you got the Kardashians on your team. Looks like you got Clive Davis on your team because you know he always gonna roll out for his boo. Look like you got Ron Burkle on your team, right? I'm sure that Meek Mills is putting on his best tennis whites and little nice polo sitting right, making a tata sitting right, nice pair of tennis white shorts. So when he turn around, you see that he caked up and waked up, right? And he's getting ready to see if he can do a bunny hop across the presidential lawn. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Next, you got to buy a pardon. Diddy does have the assets. Diddy even has the assets by getting his powerful friends to even loan him some money. When you think about Elon Musk and Diddy loaning Elon Musk 88 million to buy Twitter, I just went into, if you guys are joining now, how Twitter. Also, if you guys can hit that like and subscribe button, I am trying to grow. You guys, when I reach 500,000, we are going to have new camera, new equipment, and even new set. I've been starving you guys long enough. I'm going to reinvest in you guys and this channel so I can bring you guys the quality content that you deserve. Again, that is my pledge to you. If you can hit like, subscribe, notification, I promise to give you guys more quality content. And I know what y'all saying. Quality is quality in the room with us yet? Shut up. I'm going to keep giving y'all content that I believe to be quality, right? Y'all like, it's quality in the room with us. Katisa, your lens is blurry, the light looking like you know. Anyway, right? Next, you buy a pardon. When Diddy went in with Elon Musk for Twitter, he didn't do it because he thought that They all knew the plan, or so I'm guessing. When you get into that much money, people don't do things for ideals and this and that. It was like, how is this going to be a money making venture? How is this going to help us in the future? That's why they didn't care as advertisers left the program, Twitter. They didn't care that all they cared about was mining that data. And if you guys are doubting how valuable data is, please just watch a Netflix documentary. They break it down better than I ever could. Anyway, right? Next plan is for Diddy to do image rehab. The next plan is for Diddy to do image rehab. Uh, well, we
It's
now see
King
that
Combs, and
we
right now I'm
see
taking over my pop's Instagram. We're gonna
we see the image rehab is in full swing. You saw it with Janice. You saw it with Quincy. You saw it with Baby Love being so cute, sharing the birthday cake and making her brothers and sisters taste the icing. You see with Christian coming out as he wants to be the clear heir apparent to Diddy's empire and proving to his dad that he will stick by him no matter what. We have the president's son actually saying that Diddy isn't really guilty. Diddy was arrested in order to make all of the celebrities come out and endorse Democratic, right? Right. Listen, I do want to say this, and this is just off theory, right? Because let me tell you something. Should I say this? These next 4 years are going to be interesting because I know a petty queen when I see one. First of all, I was just thinking about this. What's going to happen with the change in the thing? And, you know, at a certain point, I'm like, all right, would I do the same thing if it was me? Maybe. Maybe. Um, First of all, whose time do I think is up? Or who's going to have the most difficult 4 years? Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis. Who does that? She gets involved in a lot. And yeah, she's a key in this and that. But she might be in federal jail before Young Thug. We all know Young Thug is out. He going home. Fannie Willis actually might be in federal jail before. That is the woman that is spearheading the case against the next president. Now, we all know that the Supreme Court already gave the next sitting president all these powers. So that case is pretty much dead in the water. But the next president is petty. He is petty. And I'm 100% sure that if anybody that went against him or tried to take him down has any dirt in their closet, baby, it's a wrap. And baby, we already saw half of the skeletons fall out of Fannie Willis's car. Fannie Willis might be, if y'all know who Fannie Willis is, you wasn't watching the Young Thug trial. We'll move on. I'm not going to explain it. Fannie Willis should be more worried than anyone. All the mess they were doing, and also anybody that supports Fannie Willis, right? Anybody that's tied to her power. I'm telling y'all, them boys in blue, them feds. Fannie Willis is in trouble. She better hope her house is in order. And we already know her house isn't in order. That's the first person that should be worried, right? And I get what you're saying. I don't think that the next president will have time to personally go after people because he's going to be, right? However, I do believe that he will sick the federal watchdogs on them. Like, go through their taxes and see what's going on. Yeah, go through the federal thing. Yeah, what came out in the Young Thug trial? What was they doing? You have an affair with who? I do believe that Fannie Willis is literally going to pay and she's going to be taken down. And again, I don't think it's even going to have to be on some illegal vendetta. I think they're actually going to use some of that dirt and she'll be in federal jail before Young Thug does. That's just my prediction. That is just my prediction. Because if not, she's still going forward with all this stuff. She's still going to try. You got to get rid of your political enemies. I do see, right? I do see, I don't know. Y'all know who Fannie Willis is. I just saw some person say who's Fannie Willis. It's a long story. It's a Young Thug trial. Just go and whatever. But not even that. Forget about the Young Thug trial. Fannie Willis's role in the Trump trial. Fannie Willis's role in the Trump trial. Hold on really quick. Hold on. Hey, I'm on live. Can I call you back? Okay, bye. Okay. So Fannie Willis and her role in the Trump trials down in Georgia. Again, Trump can be petty and he don't have to take them down. You just need to make sure your house is clean. Fannie Willis has pretty much told us that we walk in the house and we already see some dust on the coffee table and on the entertainment system. Baby, I don't even want to open those closet doors and those kitchen drawers and see what's going on. That's all I'm saying. Also, what about the celebrities that endorsed Trump? I mean, came out and endorsed Kamala. And it's sad we're even talking about this, but I would say for anyone that actually became like you better hope your taxes are in order. You better hope your house is in order. You better hope that there is nothing they can get. I wouldn't be surprised if they start complaining that they're being audited every single year. Again, that's just my prediction. And here's the thing, it happens a lot. It doesn't matter that this new president is coming in. Every single president administration that comes in, the people from the old administration and the people that were loyal to the old administration, when it's like a big power switch over, they always complain about this happening. This is normal in politics. Now, will it become unchecked? I don't know, but it is kind of normal in politics. That's why and this was a contentious thing. So all I would say is I hope everybody's house is in order because it is going to be a day of reckoning. Like a day of reckoning. Please, even the one thing that annoyed, this is part of Christian's PR thing. He first said, my pop's motivation to making music is always to make us dance and feel good. Happy birthday, Pops. Diddy, don't sit your ass down and just pay for your pardon and get out of our face. This is the best you could do, Christian. My pop's motivation to making music is to always make us dance and feel good. The fact that people will literally let people be abused, raped, trafficked, all so they could dance to a bop. I didn't know music was that important. I know that when there's a house party and the bop is on and your crush is there, okay, it makes you want to move mountains. But all I will say to DJ is, can you put another track on? Does Kendrick have a banger? I didn't know that music was that irreplaceable. I just move on to somebody else. That's the way it goes. Ahmad. Hey, Ahmad, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. You guys, thank Ahmad for gifting 5 memberships. Make sure y'all thank him. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, at the end, listen, at the end of the day, when it comes to presidential pardons, you don't need to be innocent. You don't even need charges filed against you. You don't need to go to court and you don't need to be found guilty. Just the fact that you did something illegal, whether or not charges are even bought, the president has the power to pardon you, right? Just for everybody joining a little late. The president has the power to pardon you preemptively, during, right? Preemptively, proemptively, and also during, before, during, after. Even all you need to do is commit a federal crime. You don't even need charges. So this can 100% actually happen. Okay. You can pardon any time. Again, good luck to everybody. I do remember when Trump was we're gonna have to protect Beyonce. I do remember when Trump was super annoyed, talking about he has Beyonce. Trump has always been annoyed that Beyonce doesn't support him. Always been annoyed. And out of everyone, that Kamala Harris, I think Melania might actually be a Beyonce fan. I'm not joking, because out of everyone that Kamala Harris had, that the only person he was annoyed at was Beyonce. Hope those taxes are right. I'm just saying. I know a petty queen when I see one. I know a petty queen when I see one. Listen, 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 at somebody saying, who said innocent until proven guilty? Yeah, in a court of law. This is court of public opinion. But when we're talking about presidential pardons, it doesn't matter whether you're innocent or not. If he gets a pardon, he'll never go to trial. So this whole innocent until proven guilty, that doesn't hold up when it comes to presidential pardons. Presidential pardons is innocent, you go free. Guilty, you go free. The operative word is the president, and this is one of the powers of being president. You will go free. The president can sit there and pardon somebody every single day. Literally, he can pardon someone every single, all he has to do is just sign off on it. Now, true, there's a chance that people might bring the president up on impeachment, saying, out of this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, if somebody is presidentially pardoned, again, I get what people are saying. Diddy will have to answer for things on a state level with these civil cases, but it's going to be that much harder for the civil cases to even prove anything. The feds will actually prove the civil cases, and that's what Diddy is actually worried about. Again, you guys, whether or not listen, somebody said everybody is not a fan of Beyonce. I'm sorry, I'm not. I don't think it's about being a fan of Beyonce or not. I do think that we can all say that somebody targeted and finances looked through or harassed just because of, I mean, you don't have to be a fan to just be like, if it was me, I wouldn't want that happen to me. Anyway, y'all, again, at the end of the day, I think we need to stop picking sides or teams and stop seeing ourselves in the rich, wealthy elite. At the end of the day, this is a chess game. The pieces on the board move around, but baby, it's still the same pieces on the board. And when the board's reset, it's still the same pieces that are being moved around. I really do think it's time that we all get together and start looking at, what do you think is right? Where do you stand? Where are your principles at? And let that guide you. And don't look at how beautiful or talented or rich or famous or entertaining or even how persuasive someone is. I think at this point, we are moving into a new era, especially when it comes to AI, deep fakes, the way that we are moving into such an isolated society that we are becoming sick mentally because of that. Because of the way they want us to connect with a celebrity going live, but not talk to our next door neighbor. I'm not joking. Okay. Yes, I know I do celebrity gossip and it's fun. It's entertaining. It's a distraction. But it's a distraction. I know what I do. I'm not solving world peace, but I am making people feel better. But it's not about the distractions. People keep saying this is a distraction. It's not a distraction. The fact that we don't realize that what's happening in our government, in our schools, in our legal systems, in our corporations, in our supermarkets, in our neighborhoods, with our water. Those are distractions. And as much as people want to sit here and talk about celebrity gossip, baby, what just happened for the presidential election was one of the biggest distractions we've ever seen. It was one of the biggest distractions because even now, ask yourself, is your water cleaner? Is your food cheaper? Are the additives and pesticides out of your food? Is the law any better? Are the police any like? Is the legal system even better? Are poor people and working class people? Is your life any better? Is it going to get any better? At the end of the day, that is the biggest distraction. Letting us pick teams. Are you blue? Or are you red? Are you this? Or you that? That is the biggest distraction. I find it funny that the people that say, "Oh, gossip's a distraction." Baby, gossip is what it is. We always go, no, it's a distraction. This is fun. It's not real life. But the fact that they let a country be divided over team red and blue, distracted over who's going to get the last two pennies on the floor, instead of asking, why are we fighting for the last two pennies on the floor when somebody is holding like $800 billion? It's all a distraction. The chessboard just got reset. Would I have liked it to be reset to my favor? Absolutely. But even then, the chessboard gets reset. It's the same game. And unless we find a way to flip over the board, no matter who you side for, it's all talk. It's like, yeah, I don't even know football. The Buffalo Bills versus the Dallas Cowboys, the Florida Panthers, whatever they're called, versus the Dallas Cowboys. You literally feel like you won or lost something because your team won or lost. But when are we going to realize neither team was really on our side at all? Now, some teams might be worse, but at the end of the day, until we flip the board, ain't nothing going to change. Nothing is going to change. And again, the gossip isn't a distraction. Kim Kardashian posting a pretty picture isn't a distraction. Cardi B going on a rant isn't a distraction. Beyonce making a new album isn't a distraction. The division that we see in our government over resources, our water being poisoned, healthy food not being eaten, people working to their death and not even be able to make a livable wage, nobody being able to afford to buy a house, right? what we do with that, the fact that our laws are skewed to always protect businesses and stick it to the little person, the fact that our country, the average person is going broke while the single biggest distribution of wealth in history has happened in the last 4 years and is still happening. How we are literally slipping into a third world country. That's the distraction, y'all. Who won or who lost? Because at the end of the day, go ahead and gloat if you won. Go ahead and feel sad if you lost. But at the end of the day, that's the ultimate distraction. And guess what? To distract you from all that, they're going to reset the board and then you're going to have a new team to root with. And you're going to feel like you're powerful and you did something because your team won. Maybe it's my team. Maybe it's your team. Maybe it's our team. Maybe we're on the same side. I don't know. But again, that is the distraction. Government, politics, CNN, mainstream news, those are the biggest distraction in the world. It's meant to fill you up and make you numb. Because at the end of the day, didn't Nan State fall or rise because somebody was busy over in the neighborhood talk comments laughing at something that a celebrity did? That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. All right. At the end, exactly. Most Americans want to feed their family, and they let us believe that if we fight like Hunger Games over the last 2 pennies, instead of wondering why there's only 2 pennies on the floor, and we got to turn this bitch into the Hunger Games. Anyway, right? Anyway, at the end of the day got to end, right? Kim Carter said, "We got all this. I'm ready for whatever." Listen, I'm ready for whatever too, but my whatever. And Kim, thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. Thank you so much. Anyway, y'all, listen. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm back. I'm rested. Um, and I'm going to try my best to give you guys a heavy upload day. So make sure y'all hit the like if you're watching some replay, hit that subscribe. And I have something good. Okay, we're going to bring you some quality content. Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.